Hello everyone. For today's video I wanted to take a look at the seedlings I had flasked or deflasked and potted up. That I did a brief video on deflasking just a few days ago, and now I want to take a look at them as they've been potted up for a few days now and see how they're doing and just kind of talk about what they are a little bit, because I didn't do that before. So we'll start with these big 6 right here. These actually are 7. There's this one too. These are the largest seedlings of a cross Dendrobium Inobi Purple Splash crossed on Dendrobium Burana Pink. They're Phalaenopsis type dendrobiums. And Inobi Purple Splash is a really nice white and purple hybrid. It's got the splash comes from the fact that it has a purple pickety shape thing around the edge. Sorry, there's a piece of fuzz stuck to my glasses. There we go. Okay, so these are Dendrobium Inobi Purple crossed on Dendrobium Burana Pink. It's a cross, I don't think it's been made before, but I'm not sure. But these 6 were the largest seedlings to come out of the flask. Or these 7, rather. There were a bunch more and they're smaller, and that's these over here. All the ones that have the tag 569 are the same cross, but these are smaller seedlings. I sorted them all by size and planted them relatively in that order. So like the largest seedlings are going to be over in the front, and then the smaller ones go back there. There's a couple in this row too. 323, these tags are these smaller seedlings. These were leftovers from a flask that had been deflasked. These are Psychopsis Mendenhall Hildos, FCC AOS crossed on self. So it's a selfing of the species, or the cross, or the hybrid, I'm sorry. All over the place right now. And then 221 is a Potenara hybrid by the name of Potenara Regal Red crossed on BLC Volcano Delicious. And so those were also a few seedlings that I got. I managed to get my hands on some. These are all along here. There weren't very many of them. There were, so yeah, I've got 5 cells of them. I've got 6, 12, 15 cells of Psychopsis, and then another 15 cells of Dendrobium. And then also in here, because this is a little seedling grow chamber. These cells are from the grow chamber, and these are not. These are different though. I bought these separately. These are Trichocentrum lentianum seedlings that I had deflasked a while ago and put in here as well. There is this one is BLC Vitalee Limelight. I have a few more, but I put one in here, and then that's just another Dendrobium. And so you can see they're potted up in moss, each with a tag. And this was just an easier way to do it than to create a bunch of tiny other pots. Because what I used originally were these, and this is one that I pulled the plants out of. It's just the bottom of a Dixie cup, a plastic Dixie cup with some holes punched in it. It works well, but it's a little flimsier than I want. And these cells, they're all together, so once the plants are ready, I can just pull them out of the cell and plant them separately. But that's going to be a while. I think these larger ones will probably be ready within a couple months if they keep growing well. But these others are larger, and so I potted them up separately. They have massive root systems. I believe this one or this one, I can't remember which one of those two had the largest root system of the bunch. And so I have some other seedlings too. Like this one is Dendrobium samurai. It's an antelope type dendrobium. This was the only one I got because we did a seedling deflask, and a friend that had gone to Tamiami that was doing the speaking on this meeting for my Orchid Society brought some from other companies that had deflasked theirs, and so this is one that I got, and I potted it up in the cup with holes in the bottom. But this is, yeah, it's a nice healthy little plant, pretty good root system on that one. And I've got some other. This is an older compot. They're doing okay. There's a couple that aren't doing so hot, but they're doing okay. These are an older pod of the first flask I got of the Dendrobium Burana Pink and Inobi Purple Cross. And then I've got some others, like these are my first Psychopsis. Look how nicely they're doing. These are Psychopsis Mendenhall Hildos as well. That was the first flask I ever deflasked. And then here's another one of the Vito Lee Limelights. You can see they're doing pretty well. And then off the top of my head, I cannot remember what this one is, to be entirely honest with you. But that doesn't mean I don't have it recorded somewhere. I have the number right there, 281, and I have that written down elsewhere. But off the top of my head, I don't remember what it is. But they're doing. I only got the 2 of them because we were replating the flask these 2 came out of, and these 2 were ready to come out. And so they grew pretty well, and then I got 2 new growths on the way and some nice roots that had grown. But deflasking is a patience task because it takes a lot of time and a lot of sitting there. We're doing repetitive actions to get everything potted up and ready to go. To repot all of these, let's see, there's 36 cells here. To repot all 36 of these cells took me, and these 4 pots as well, or the 6 pots, 7 pots, took me about 4 hours to do, and that was just for these. I have deflasked a bunch of other things, and actually still have a flask that needs to get done. It's this one. This is I normally don't do no ID stuff, but this was a flask that was given to me by the guy I worked with. It was his only Phalaenopsis flask or cross that he had made, and so I figured to test out growing monopodials, because I didn't have any monopodial flasks. I would try with these as an experiment, and I got to deflask them soon. You can see how well they're doing. These are Phalaenopsis seedlings, and they look pretty good. But the seedlings are more delicate, and that they tend to need, or they should get a little bit higher humidity, a little bit more watering. And if it's an orchid that goes dormant, we tend not to have them go dormant when they're so young. But some people do, some people don't, and they have good results either way. But you can see that some of these seedlings are definitely looking like they're going to do well, like this one right here. Got a bit of moss stuck to it. But then there are others that don't look so hot, like this little one right here. But I figured I'd try with all of them, and if any died, I would pull them out and put another seedling of some other kind in there. But they've all got number tags. So these tags with the number on them, the number indicates what the cross was in the database that the friend I flasked for and worked with had already. So I kept the numbers and put tags on them, and I've got a list of the tags. Including that one that I didn't know the name of off the top of my head. It was a Cattleya though, that much I know. So the tags have numbers that correspond to the cross, and then that's the ID for the cross. So any others that are made with that I believe are the same number. But yeah, that's a little interesting look at the seedlings and a little update on how they're doing after they've been potted up. They're potted in pure moss with a little bit of bark at the bottom for drainage. Seedlings can tolerate it a lot better, and they like it a lot more. So I put these in just moss, including these. And so far so good. I mean, it's only been a few days, but a few days is enough for any decline to really start to show already. So the fact that none of them ever really that upset is pretty good. Since only the dendrobiums were fresh out of the flask. These others had been deflasked the day I did I went to the meeting. And these I deflasked on site here at the greenhouse. And so it's, like I said, it's definitely a process. You gotta, like that one, I'm gonna have to soak the media a little bit to loosen the agar, yank the plug of seedlings out, separate them by size, and repeat the process. Probably using the other half of this. I'll pull these out at some point and replace it with the other half of the tray, because I cut the tray in half so that so I could fit this half in here and put the rest over here. And so far so good. Here's the little cover that it has, and it's a little difficult to get the cover on with one hand, but that's basically what it looks like. It sits on that shelf up there, so where it's bright in the daytime, but not overly so. We don't want to cook them, and the top here just traps a little bit that much more humidity, because the greenhouse already sits at 60-70%, sometimes as high as 80-85 on the best days, especially with the misters running. But this just makes sure that the humidity stays high around them. I remove it from time to time for air circulation. But yeah, so that's a look at those. I hope everyone enjoyed, and please do subscribe if you like what you are watching, and share the video, share all the videos if you really want to, and please comment below on your deflasking experience and your potting experience, and if you've grown any seedlings and how they're doing, because I'd love to know. Thank you everyone for watching.